Now that we have identified the customers, accounting basics, and analysis pertaining the Technopreneurship advantage, it is now crucial for the industry to perform and operate with clean and proper execution. Good morning, everyone. We are the fourth group, and we are here to discuss about the importance of proper execution, downsides of improper execution, business plan, and the power of capital in business. As we all know, entering the world of technopreneurship is a lot more than just managing and exhibiting a sense of leadership. The business industry is a challenging one, and the concept of success in business depends on the execution feedbacks and status of capital, which is why it is very important for a technopreneur to first study and inhibit the different strategies, which is efficient, and analysis in trying to have a limelight in the industry.
Good day everyone, my name is Parreno. I'm going to discuss to you the proper execution in a business. The primary job of a business leader is to successfully move the organization forward and improve business performance. This requires a continuous process of reflection, analysis, planning, and execution. There is no better way to learn and practice the skills rather than by doing it. The highlight of having a successful business is through the process of proper execution. But let us concentrate more on execution. Every business has a strategy, but functionally speaking, a strategy is nothing more than a plan, and a plan without execution is useless. Proper execution, it is the key element that can take a simple idea and turn into a profitable and inspiring business. On the other hand, bad execution can easily ruin a brilliant idea and turn it into a pile of debts and a bunch of burnout people. Tips for proper execution. Focus on one important goal. Narrow your focus by clearly identifying one important goal and define a measure that will indicate its success. 2. Act on the lead measures. You should identify ways you can influence others. 3. Be updated of your measure of process. It is important to keep track daily, weekly, monthly, or shall we say, keeping track on the entire process. And lastly, always examine your process. This highlights successes, analyzes failures, and course correction.
In conclusion, it won't really matter how good or well planned your strategies and tactics are, because the main factor that needs much more attention is the proper execution of the operation.
So here are the list of the effects of the improper execution of business plan, such as the lack of direction, shortages of materials and resources, problems on finances, dissatisfied customer, and exposing the business to high risk and problems. So let's start with the lack of direction. It negatively impacts the attitude of an organization's team. Employees who see aimlessness within the business have no sense of greater purpose. People need a reason to come to work every day. Lack of direction results in moral problems because, as far as your employees are concerned, the future is uncertain, unpredictable, and out of control. Second is the shortage of material resources. Lack of planning is certain to result in shortages or delays of necessary materials. Without an analysis of how often resources need to be replenished, these necessities will not be found where and when needed. Third is the problem on finances. Cash flow issues are bound to occur if the business does not plan properly for where and when the finances are needed. Late payments are likely to result in suppliers becoming unreliable or cutting off the supply of their goods or services, wherein late payments can also result in additional interest payments or other financial penalties that cut into profits.
Next on our list is dissatisfied customers. Poor planning of a project will not meet the expectations of the customers. They will be dissatisfied with the work that has been done, and they will not consider the business for any job in the future. This will be a huge loss of business for the company or organization. The business will fail in establishing good relations with potential clients. Fifth is exposing the business to unpredicted higher risks and problems. This leads to time wastage in trying to figure out how to solve the challenges that the business faces. Time is money, hence the funds of the business will be used in solving the issues that arise from the business due to poor planning. Last is business plateau. It describes how an idea, technique, or product that performs well today will not do as well in the future. If one idea works today, it might not be as effective in 10 years due to an increase in competition, higher consumer expectations, advances in technology, and more.
Hi, before we proceed, we have a trivia. Did you know that Apple founder Steve Jobs never wrote a single computer code in all their flagships since Macintosh? He left the coding to his two partners. And did you know that Steve Jobs rescued Pixar from the industry plateau by buying it for $10 million and redesigning Toy Story, then sold it back to Disney for $7.4 billion, making him the largest shareholder with Walt Disney?
A business plan is a type of plan containing the outline of reaching your business goal. It is not a document that you once looked and then stored, but instead, it is a guide that you look back to and see the progress of your business. For the types of business plans, it includes but are not limited to startup, internal, strategic, feasibility, operation, and growth plans that will be briefly discussed later on. But for now, I'm gonna leave you with a quote saying, "A goal without a plan is just a wish."
Business plan is a written document that describes in detail how a business, usually a startup, defines its objectives and how it is to go about achieving its goals. It also lays out a written roadmap for the firm from each of marketing, financial, and operational standpoint. It helps you run your business, guides you through each stage of starting and managing your business. Examples of business plans, business or industry applicable engineering world. Supply of sand and gravel. Start manufacturing bricks and block. Begin a construction company. Construction equipment and rental business.
Hi, another trivia for you is, did you know that Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft, after having dropped out at Harvard, he was arrested in New Mexico for driving without a license and running on the red light. He also read the entire World Book Encyclopedia series during his teenage years, and in a 2006 interview, he revealed that he is colorblind.
Capital. It is the finance or wealth needed to produce goods and services. In the most basic terms, it is money. Capital can also be associated with capital assets of a company that require significant amounts of capital to finance or expand. Here are the top 4 types of capital. The first one is debt capital. A business can acquire capital through the assumption of debt. Debt capital can be obtained through private or government sources. Next is equity capital. Equity capital can come in several forms. Typically, distinctions are made between private equity, public equity, and real estate equity. Private and public equity will usually be structured in the form of shares. Next is the working capital. Working capital includes a company's most liquid capital assets available for fulfilling daily obligations. And the last one is trading capital. Trading capital may be held by individuals or firms who place a large number of trades on a daily basis. Trading capital refers to the amount of money allotted to buy and sell various securities.
Why do we need capital in a business? Businesses need capital for a variety of purposes, but there are some common reasons why businesses need finances. This can include loans for working capital, to buy machinery, to hire more staff, or even refinance existing loans to reduce monthly costs. How capital affects business operations. Though a great amount of capital does not ensure business success, it may affect how smoothly operations in a business would run. All businesses must have capital in order to purchase assets and maintain their operations. Basically, capital is extremely important because a business could not exist without it.
One of the most difficult tasks for any entrepreneur that wants to start up their very own business is to raise capital for it. Capital is the amount of money the business has available to spend on various business activities. Raising capital is never an easy task and often requires a lot of determination and patience. There are a number of ways or techniques that an entrepreneur can raise their capital. However, before raising any capital. Always remember to have a business plan to show to your investors. A business plan simply states the nature of the business, the objective, the mission statement, the business goals, cost, expenses, staff, and everything business related. So here are some of the few ways or techniques that a business owner could raise capital for their business.
Basic techniques in raising capital. Saving up your own money. This is the basic step if you want to raise the capital for business, because you need to have first a savings in order to start a business. You need that starting money, and it starts when you are saving even at small amounts. Next, borrow from friends and family. It is not easy to lend money from your loved ones, especially when they don't trust you enough or they need it also for their own business. But hopefully you can win them over by presenting them with your great idea and by having a written agreement stating terms. Another, getting business loans. Most of the entrepreneurs raise capital using this idea. However, you should be aware that there are many factors associated with business loans, such as interest rates, late charges, and collaterals that can affect your revenue. Another idea, finding business partners. It is another way to raise capital. You need someone who will invest in your business and help you in startup costs. But you need first to persuade them that your business will be successful and present great ideas how it will work for them to join forces with you.
Next, finding a venture capitalist. Venture capitalists are professionals who invest in businesses that show high growth potential. Not only do venture capitalists provide funding for their clients by investing in their business, but they also provide valuable business advice and strategies. If a venture capitalist decides to invest in your business, it demonstrates to others that they viewed your chances of success to be favorable. Lastly, angel investors. Finding an angel investor is another way of raising capital for business expenses. Angel investors are simply private investors who invest money in your business with the belief and hope that in a couple of years they will see a higher return on their investment. After a 5-year period, an angel investor may expect a return of at least double their initial investment. Of course, starting a business is risky, so the angel investor may not see any return if your business fails. Naturally, an angel investor will want guaranteed exit provisions in the case that your business fails.
In conclusion, proper execution entails having a concrete and strategic business plan, meeting up with potential partners for shared capital, or plotting out a personal way to invest on capital. Note that these are essential concepts and key points in the practical world of technopreneurship. It takes a big initiative and passion as a technopreneur to be able to perform well without any additional stresses. We are the Group 4. Thank you. Before we end, we'd like to share to you a common concept in the business industry. This is called pitch. Pitch is basically throwing out yourself, throwing an idea, or throwing your company to business partners and big men. So we have the term elevator pitch, in which you will have to imagine you are with someone big in the industry, for example Bill Gates, on an elevator, and you are tasked to pitch yourself or pitch your company or idea with him for a minute or a few seconds. So here is an example of an organized pitch.
Hi, I'm Lauren Berger. This is my elevator pitch. Take one. Hi, I'm Lauren, and I want to do this, and I want to, oh my gosh. Hi, I'm Lauren, and I want to do everything, and I want to be your best friend, and please hire me. Hi, I'm Lauren, and I really want to work for you, and I'm so excited to be standing next to you right now, and I just want to tell you everything about me real quick. It'll only take me 10 minutes, even though we only have 30 seconds right now.
And here is an example of an organized and well thought of pitch.
Hi, I'm Lauren Berger. So nice to meet you. I graduated from the University of Central Florida. That's in Orlando. And I was actually a PR major. I know all about your PR company, and I am just fascinated by it. I've read all about you. You know, I'd actually love to intern for you this summer. I've had a lot of other internships, and I wanted to ask who I could contact to potentially apply for an internship with your company. Amazing. Well, thank you so much. It was so great meeting you. I'm going to email you tonight, and I definitely want to stay in touch. Thank you.